G'day, it's Jay, and welcome back to Derriere Farms. Well, we're going to talk about the Platinum Edition yet again today. And ever since Giants did their big release the other day, I've been trying to decide whether I should make 3 mini videos covering the fact sheets, covering the press release, and the garage tour. Or whether I should just make one video that talks about everything in general. And I've come to the conclusion that I should probably make one video that talks about everything in general. Why? Because if you come to the Farming Simulator website and you go to DLC and you go more info for the Platinum Edition, it pretty much gives you every piece of equipment that is coming with the Platinum Edition. You can look that up yourself. You don't really need me to walk you through both that and the garage tour. Sure, the garage tour is a nice little video, and it shows quite a bit. But doing both seems kind of redundant. So I decided to only do the garage tour, and then we'll talk about the fact sheets, and then we will talk about why I think the Platinum Edition of Farming Simulator 22 is going to be like no other Platinum Edition we've had before. I think it's groundbreaking and game-changing, and I'll go into that in a bit. Now, for those of you new to the channel, I will be covering the Platinum Edition in in-depth detail when it is released. I'm not a Giants partner, so I'm not going to have early access. If you want to help me get early access, please remember to subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. And it also helps you guys out a lot because it gives you, well, it gives me earlier access, and it means I will be able to start making helpful videos sooner. Also, don't forget to check out the merchandise store. The merchandise isn't going to be changing, but we are going to be moving to a new platform. All right, so let's kick off. We will start with the garage tour, as it's
Rated E for everyone.
Nice little video. All it really does is show off everything that is listed. The only difference is it shows it's working. But most of this information we've had in other videos before. The barrel factory is new. We'll go into that in a little bit. That's very important. But the train and the loader and a lot of the equipment we have seen and used in the Gamescom video, FarmCon video, a couple of videos like that. See, it's really not showing anything new except the pieces of equipment in action. And there we go. That's all the equipment that they're showing off. Now, they list quite a few brand names that are already in the game prior, like Planet E. It's got nothing to do with. It's just a rundown, this final screen of all the brands in the game. Since I'm sure some of you will want to see it, let's take a look at the last 3 fact sheets that were released on November 4th. I don't know if there will be new fact sheets this week, or if they are going to just leave it up to Giants partners who will get the game early to show off the equipment. So again, we've got an older Volvo, which is the SM462. It's a 4-wheeler. It costs $55,000. It's 47 horsepower, so it's not a huge boy. It's a manual transmission, 170 liters of diesel, 12 kilometers an hour, and 7.2 tons. Yeah. We've kind of already seen a bit of this in action. It's the Volvo EC250DL. It's an excavator. It's tracked, which I like. 260,000, so definitely not within your starting budget. 187 horsepower, variable CVT transmission, 470 liters of diesel, so it's a slightly older model because it doesn't take government use. Travels at a whopping 6 miles an hour and weighs 28.3 tons. Attached to it, you can see the Roostec SKB240, which was something that was shown off last week and holds 240 saplings. Not the cheapest either. It's 67,500 and it weighs 1.6 tons. I'm not sure if the current in-game tree planter will handle the new saplings, or if it'll just be this piece of equipment. Or vice versa, if this piece of equipment will handle current in-game saplings. My gut's saying no. Would be nice if it did. And then finally they showed off, which we've already seen in a couple of other previews, is the Volvo VNX 300, which is a truck. 150,000 for all intents and purposes, 500 horsepower. So it's pretty much the same as the other in-game trucks that we have now. Power shift transmission, 1,075 liters of diesel, 145 def, travels at 50 miles an hour and weighs 10 tons. The Demco trailer is already in the game, and to me, well, I'll tell you why I think that's wood chips to the side and not iron ore in a minute. And this brings us to the Platinum Preview production chains and construction projects. Okay, so basically Johns wants to know if we're ready for the Platinum Edition. Yes, of course we are. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit more. So we've already seen a lot of this hydraulic braking, tree markings, improved planting and harvesting. But what's really new and exciting here are the new production chains. Now, we already have a couple of modders that have made similar sorts of production chains. The thing I like about Giants production chains, and I'm really glad they did include new production chains in this, is that they all tie in together. So iron ore comes from the iron ore mine. Apparently we don't have to mine it, we don't have to dig it, it's just produced by the mine. It can then be turned into metal at the iron furnace, which can then be turned into, well, barrels, buckets, bathtubs, armoires, chairs, tables of the furniture factory, Trees themselves can be turned into either a carton roll, or a paper roll. This is interesting. And the reason I say this is interesting is I think this is something Giants is holding out on. They haven't really talked about that. So I think there are other production chains that are going to come with it. Because you'll see it doesn't really play a role. You can also use the wood turn it to turn it into suitcase railings, pepper grinders, and bowls. Where would they be sold? The only place I can think, well, apart from the suitcase railings, and we'll get into those later, pepper grinders and bowls, some sort of a hardware store? Grocery store, maybe? Sawmill hasn't changed much. The only difference is wood beams, prefab walls, and wood chips, which can be turned into boards, which can also produce, the factory can also produce boards and planks. Boards go to the floor tile factory, which then can be taken to the shingle factory. Okay, bear this in mind. The rest planks can be taken to the picture frame factory, which does picture frames and easels. Interesting. The fancy furniture factory also takes a lot of these combined products, and you can make, like we said earlier, armoires, chairs, and tables. Well, this kind of expands on just having basic furniture in IKEA-style boxes to be sold. And last but not least, we have the pet accessory factory. A birdhouse, a doghouse, and a cat tree. Well, does this mean there's more coming to the game? We have a dog. Oh, and you will need wool to help produce these. We already have a dog house. So does that mean we can make custom dog houses? I don't know. Cat trees. Does that mean we're getting cats? Again, nothing's written in stone, but why would you introduce a cat tree house without cats? And birdhouses, well, we already have those stupid crows. I'd rather they put seagulls in the game. But a birdhouse is used by neither seagulls nor crows. So, I think we might be getting some sort of bird. They don't really talk too much about what's coming here. I mean, forestry is still the focus of Silver and Forest. You'll have some fields. And you can either play as a farmer growing crops, or you can play as a farmer doing forestry, or a bit of both. Now, the roller coaster. We know that's been teased for a while. That's been probably the worst kept secret, and I think they probably meant it to be the worst kept secret. However, it is a big project, as Giants talks about in the trailer. You need 60,000 liters, I'm guessing, of all these products to complete steps 1 through 4. Step 5, you need 5,800 liters of these products. How that's broken down, we don't know yet, and I will be doing a video on that. And then the last 6 to 11 steps, you will need 31,000 liters of all these products. Notice a couple of them keep popping up again, but some of them, like, there's no birdhouse required, so why is that there? Barrels and buckets, shingles are required, tables, chairs. So 75% of the new products are required for this. Where the other 75 are going to go, I'm not sure. And don't say boat production, because we're going to get into that in a minute. What's really nice here is Giants talks about the fact that you will not only be able to build the roller coaster, you'll be able to ride the roller coaster, and you will be able to charge admission for people to use the roller coaster. So once it's built, it's a moneymaker, which is a huge incentive to build it. And it is something completely different from what Giants have ever done before. Yes, we've had things like wind turbines, which you have to, well, theoretically erect, but you use during you put up using the tools in game. It's not something you have to build or supply from scratch. They do generate money, but like I said, they don't have to be built, and you can actually not do anything with them. So being able to ride the roller coaster and being able to charge admission for the roller coaster, I think is a fantastic new turn of events for Giants to implement something like that in the game. And I can't wait to see this concept fully realized, especially as it opens the door to other modders to be able to put things like this in the game. The coding will be there. It's just a matter of the modder picking up the proverbial hammer and building it. So I think this is just fantastic. And this is the part that I think is groundbreaking. We've never seen anything like this in DLCs before. Sure, we have seen new maps, and I'll get a little bit more into the maps in a minute. Sure, we have seen new maps that have introduced new crops or crop types. But definitely nothing ever like this. And speaking of equipment, we'll go back to the equipment, the garage trailer. Yes, we have seen, like, Farming Simulator 19, the Class Platinum DLC introduced a fantastic range of class equipment. But it was just equipment. We didn't have to build anything. We couldn't build anything. And I might as well talk about maps while we're on the topic. As this is going to be both an agriculture and a forestry map, my gut tells me it's going to be somewhere along the lines of the Alpine DLC, where you have maybe a third of the map dedicated to farmland and the rest was dedicated to grassland. My gut tells me that the 200,000 trees that are coming with this map are going to be on that other 2/3 of the map that are not dedicated to farmland. Alright, let's get to Boaty McBoatface. Or get the Boaty Floaty, as they call it. This is a repeatable project. It requires wood beams, it requires boards, so it's planks, metal, floor tiles, and then it requires wood beam, again, fabric, and floor tile. I'm guessing for different parts of the boat. Fabric. Go back a step. Remember when we were talking about the production chains? The cat houses require wool. This requires fabric, so the production chains we already have are also going to play a part in this map. What I like about this, and it's different from the roller coaster, you're never done. You can make boat after boat after boat. Sorry, I was just thinking. I was lost in thought. Hopefully, we can either modify or somebody can modify the boat so that we do more than just set sail or set it adrift, that we can actually do something with it, like go sailing. Anyway, whether we can or whether we can't, that's not mentioned anywhere. Giants then talks about once 2 stages have been completed, a boat is completed rather quickly compared to the roller coaster, not compared to the cereal factory. Boats, I got a good chuckle out of this. Boats are only launched after construction at 2 p.m. because the person in charge of launching the boats into the water seems to prefer to do it after lunch. Don't question it. Either somebody's got a really good sarcastic sense of humor, or there's a hidden meaning behind that. I'm not going to hold my breath either which way, because with Giants you never know. Everything's always a surprise. I'm sorry, I was just looking at the boat versus the roller coaster animations, and the reason I did this as a page again because these animations don't transfer well into videos by themselves. But the boat looks like it takes about maybe a day, 2 days, or 2 months to make. And you scroll back up to the roller coaster, and you can actually see it go through at least a complete seasonal cycle. So I'm guessing a boat, maybe a month, maybe 2. The roller coaster is going to take you at least a full in-game year, depending on how much time you have, how much equipment, and how much money you have. Now, yes, there are going to be people cheating in all sorts of things to get this done quickly. Question is, will the mods that cheat in products now, will they support the new materials in game? I guess we will have to wait and see. And while I'm taking a double look at things, I'm going to go back to the production chains. I didn't see anywhere where there was a use for paper rolls or carton rolls. Just trying to think where you would sell those in a normal environment. Now, obviously, a lumber mill or a paper mill that makes paper rolls and cardboard roll or carton rolls, cardboard, whatever you want to call it. They sell it down the line to somebody that makes toilet paper, regular paper, paper plates, all sorts of things like that. But none of the projection chains require that. Same with the picture factory and the easels. I don't see anywhere that requires those, nor the pet accessories. Chairs, tables, yes. Buckets, barrels are required by the roller coaster. Bathtubs, no. Armoires, no. Prefab walls, yes, but they can be used for all sorts of things. Staircase railings are required for the roller coaster, but the pepper grinder and the bowl are not. So there is definitely something that Giants is hiding from us that we are only going to find out when we get the game. And besides, what I'm thinking is, besides, these are really just kind of bonuses for, I mean, even if they are just extra sellable items, let's say in a gift shop, um, that's a plus. That's another big bonus. I have a feeling, though, um, I, I could be totally off base here, but I have a feeling we are going to build or be able to build log cabins. Go back to last week's fact sheet when they talked about the fact that a certain type of tree is used for log cabins. So I think this will be there. You will be able to build and you will be able to decorate a log cabin. And I think that's one of the features that Giants is either going to announce this week or they're going to let us find out on our own. And like I said, I could be completely wrong, but that's just my gut. Regardless, this DLC, like I said, is bringing so much more to the game than any other Platinum DLC has. Yes, we have our 40 pieces of equipment, and we had that with Class, and what was the one before that? We had Sugarcane, and it brought a new map, and it brought Sugarcane, and new harvesting equipment, other new equipment. But the production chains and the ability to build stuff, I think, is what is going to make this DLC completely different. And, kudos to Giants. I really hope they do bring it all and it all works well, because this would make it, I hate to say it, and it ties back into the title of this video, I think the Platinum DLC is literally going to be Farming Simulator 22 version 2. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you for watching, and please remember to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, because once this week is over, right now I'm not doing anything because I am so sidetracked by the Platinum DLC. I'm thinking about it, but once this is over, I will be bringing you as much as I can about how the Platinum DLC works and how to maximize it. So thanks again for watching. Take care, Jay.